PlayStation does pretty much the only thing that PlayStation knows how to do properly nowadays, and that is piss off all of their fans. Well, what's left of their fans nowadays, and their customers. Well, what's left of their customers. Needless to say, PlayStation is a slowly but surely dying brand that doesn't know what they're supposed to do at this point. Good luck with that exclusivity. I'm sure it's not gonna be a disaster, by the way. A disaster you very well deserve, because the quality's dropping, the everything is getting worse. So, I'm not gonna shed a single tear for you, because chances are you hate people like me and gamers in general. But in any case, people have figured out the dynamic pricing that the PlayStation does is a giant, well, effectively scam. It's not truly a scam, but it feels like a scam. Because dynamic pricing is nothing short of just punishing you for being a fan. That's right. That's effectively what dynamic pricing is. People have figured out that when something has a discount on PlayStation, if you are not logged in, if you haven't been logged in for a very long time, or you haven't bought the game in a very long time, you are going to get a pretty big discount. Here we can see Assassin's Creed Unity from £25 to £3.7 if you are not logged in. But if you are logged in, well, your discount is only gonna be $10. That's 3 times worse. Needless to say, this is outrageous. This is why people hate this idea of dynamic pricing, because it's not gonna ever benefit people who are truly fans. It's gonna benefit the people who never use the shop in a feeble attempt to actually make them use the shop more, which pretty much literally never works out. And if you don't believe me, well, ask the Epic Store how great is their opportunity cost in increasing their user base by, what was it over the years? 5,000%? While increasing their revenue less than 10%. That is a wild number. The Epic Store effectively just taught a whole generation just to log in and get their shit for free. By the way, my cousin does that. He literally tells me about the games that he got for free from Epic Store pretty much every time I see him. And he gets a lot of stuff for free. Epic gives everything away for free. And the user base grows, but the money doesn't. So all of this is pretty stupid. But again, the thing that PlayStation is doing is absolutely insane. And people are finding out that this is true a lot. Because, again, it's the easiest thing. The whole thing only exists to get people who have not bought anything in a while, don't have an account or something like that, just to buy it. You can see here, again, by the way, different dynamic price point. Well, actually, this is in euros, so I guess it's the same deal. And this is crazy. And you know what's even crazier about this? Not the fact that the people who are actual fans of PlayStation and enjoy their console get shafted for being loyal customers, because they're never getting these discounts. If they're gonna get discounts, they're gonna get the smallest discounts, because the more you buy, the less the discount is, because they know you're gonna buy stuff anyway. The less you buy, the bigger the discounts, because you don't buy anything and they want you as a customer. This is what's valuable to them. Not loyalty, but just getting your money in hopes that you're gonna get future money. By itself, this is absolutely pathetic and very, very scummy, honestly, it feels like. But then you get to the real meat and the potatoes of this situation, and that is comments like this. Everyone is mad at this situation, but then you get some fucking absolute idiot who writes unironically something like this. No, it doesn't. It charges some accounts less money. It's offering discounts to people who don't play as often to encourage them to play more. How is that bad? You know what really astonishes me? The levels of stupidity in the world. There are people who don't see anything bad with that, and I understand. That's cool, that's fine. But there are people There are people, and there's always a lot of people, any industry, anything, gaming, cars, freaking, I don't know, livestock. There's gonna be people who see and understand the practice, how it works, what it does. This person perfectly encapsulates what this is supposed to do. And they will be like, what's bad about this? Yes, they're actually gonna completely mouth breathe and not understand how is it bad. What's bad about this? What's bad about the fact that if you actually use this shop, you're never gonna get a discount, or your discount's gonna be a lot lower because it's anti-consumer? These people don't understand what anti-consumer is. These are the people who get the Blizzard survey of asking how much would you be willing to spend for an expansion, and then they click the fucking highest price for some stupid reason. These are the people who are like, well, I can't afford groceries, but you know what? It's fine. You know what? If Samsung wants me to pay a little bit more, I'll pay a little bit more. It's not a big deal. Like, I don't understand this. This is like the most, like, this actual real life fucking slavery, and they don't even have an actual owner. This is pathetic. How do you understand what's happening? You can even explain it to a pretty reasonable degree, and you don't, and you're like, how is this bad? How? And there's always a bunch of these people. There's always a noticeable group of them. My God, how is this a thing? I don't understand this. How can you be so much against yourself? Be against me, be against whoever, but why are you just like playing so hard against your own goddamn interests? Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. And then he, I mean, it's the most pointless, sad shit, honestly, ever. And there's also another great comment that I read here, and it's this one. Meanwhile, Valve receives yet another bullshit lawsuit about their 30% cut on Steam, while Sony is allowed to charge people dynamically. Yes. Needless to say, this happened after one of Valve's lawsuits got dismissed. Valve won, and that was a judge, and that dismissal happened against a judge who was Rothschild Pawn. And then suddenly New York sues them. So strange. I wonder how did that happen? I guess the conspiracy theorists are right once again. We always are at the end of the day. Give enough time, all of us are gonna be right about everything. It is what it is. We are the best. We are the chosen one. I have seen many people, but we are the best. We are the smartest and the brightest. Everyone knows it. Just give it a little bit of time and everyone will see it. They always do. I've seen it many times. In any case, yeah, this is absolutely hilarious. Steve is getting shafted for some of the best practices in gaming. Their 30% Steam cut has been since they were small and they did not have anything even close to a market share. They have had that, and they have had it forever. Forever. Literally for fucking ever. They haven't changed it. And they're getting shafted for this. Well, Sony, PlayStation, and all of these places can literally do shit like this. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Now, granted, Steam with their loot boxes is scummy. Everyone knows that. That's something you have to agree. But I think they won that, didn't they? In any case. Oh, man. They do this shit, Steam gets canned. It's absolutely insane. It's the good part is most people see it, and that's kind of nice, but there's so many people that go along with it. They don't speak about it. They don't say anything. They just take the slop pipe, they push it down their gullet, and then they're happy. They probably put on a Luke Steffens video or Young, yeah, one, and they're like, hee, a lot of words being said, a lot of them, but not a lot of meaning has been made. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.